You walk into the kitchen, and you have no idea why. Everyone knows this one. They call it the doorway effect. The door made you forget. Except in 2021, a team of scientists tried to prove that. 4 experiments, and mostly, they couldn't. The door isn't doing it. Stay with me for 5 minutes. What's actually happening is stranger, and it's happening to your whole life, not just your kitchen. Start here. Your brain does not record your life like a video camera. It cuts it into pieces. Chapters. Think about making a cup of tea. Filling the kettle is one chapter. Waiting for it is another. Pouring is another. You don't experience that as one long, unbroken stretch of time. You experience it as steps. Scientists call the moment one chapter ends and the next one starts an event boundary. That's all it means. The point where your brain decides that part is over and this is a new part. That's the first piece. Here's the second. Your brain can only hold a small amount of what's happening right now. What you're doing, why you're doing it, what you're holding. And when a chapter closes, that gets cleared out. Like closing a tab. It's making room for the new chapter, which is exactly what it's supposed to do. The problem is that sometimes the reason you got up is in the tab that just got closed. Now, the famous experiment. In 2011, a psychologist at Notre Dame named Gabriel Radvansky had people pick up an object, carry it, and put it down somewhere else. Sometimes they walked the same distance across one big room. Sometimes they walked through a doorway. Same distance, same task. But the people who walked through a doorway forgot more. So, doorway equals boundary. Done. That's the version you've heard. And here's where it falls apart. In 2021, another team ran it again. 4 experiments, in virtual reality, on video, and in real rooms. And mostly, nothing happened. The forgetting barely showed up. It only appeared when people were already doing something hard in their head at the same time, like counting backwards while they walked. Only then did the doorway cost them anything. So was the whole thing wrong? No. And this is the reason. In one version, they made the 2 rooms look identical. Same walls, same everything. And when the rooms looked the same, the doorway stopped doing anything at all. Which tells you what was really going on. It was never the door. It was the change. Your brain isn't watching for doors. It's watching for the situation being different. The door is just where the difference usually is. And that's the part that should bother you slightly. Because if it's change and not doors, then boundaries are everywhere. Switching from one task to another is a boundary. Someone walking up and talking to you is a boundary. Finishing one thing and starting the next is a boundary. Unlocking your phone is a boundary. That's why you open your phone to do one specific thing, and 2 seconds later, you're somewhere else completely, with no memory of what you opened it for. Same effect, no door involved. And it gets worse. In 2023, researchers found you don't even have to cross the boundary. Just knowing one is coming starts the process. Your brain begins closing the chapter before you get there. So you can lose the thought on the way to the door, not at it. Now the part that isn't about kitchens at all. If your life is stored as chapters, then what your memory keeps best are the edges, the boundaries, not the middles. Which is why you can remember your first day somewhere, your last day, the day you moved out, the goodbye. And an ordinary Tuesday from 3 years ago is just gone. Not forgotten exactly. It was never filed as its own thing. It was the middle of a chapter. One last thing, and this one's actually useful. Walking back into the room works. It really does. Not because the room reminds you, because being back in it rebuilds the chapter your brain closed. Same walls, same light, same situation. The tab reopens. So, back to the kitchen. You're standing there, holding nothing, with no idea why you came, and nothing went wrong. That was your brain doing exactly what it was built to do. Closing one part of your life so it can pay attention to the next one. It does that all day, every day, thousands of times. And what you're left with at the end of it isn't a recording of your life. It's the doorways.